Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for March 2022. I hope you guys are doing really well. I do want to take just a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone out there, and also keep in mind in a monthly reading it is a bit predictive in nature. So if these events are not occurring right now, they could be occurring in the next few weeks. So let's keep that in mind too. All right, let's get started. Spirit, what would you like Sagittarius to know for the month of March? Core issue. Sagittarius. All right, so we have the World in reverse. Let's see what's crossing that. Seven of Cups reversed. All right, so you're kind of holding on to something. There's a cycle that's not ending here, and I do think that while you might have been a little confused about it in the past, you are not any longer. You are of an understanding about it. Let's see what happened in the past that is directly affecting this. Six of Cups, okay. Yeah, so you might be holding on to a soulmate. Yeah, this is definitely something to do. It's a cycle here that has to do with the past. Doesn't look unpleasant though. Let's see why all this is happening. Four of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so it's all happening though because of possibly a breakup, or it could be a lack of commitment here. Could also just be a lack of contentment. Maybe maybe just not feeling very content in a connection or relationship. Feeling a lack of commitment or a lack of contentment. Feels more like a lack of commitment though. That's why all this is happening, because of a lack of commitment in a connection. Let's see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Sagittarius' mind, please. What's on your mind? Oh, you're sad. Okay, so yeah, there's some sadness going on. Okay, so you're kind of sad, Sagittarius, and it has to do with either a commitment that ended or a lack of commitment in a connection. In the past, you've kind of sat around, you've been kind of looking back at things, really kind of in your head, in your thoughts. You're holding on to something here, but you're aware of it now. You weren't in the past. You were confused, but now you're clear. So let's see what's happening for some of you, there's like a low-level depression even here. Let's see what may be happening in March that you don't see coming. Nine of Swords. So you're feeling some anxiety. There's like a low-level depression, some anxiety, almost a feeling of exposure, feeling like other people are judging you. Let's see how you're showing up. Let me see how Sagittarius is showing up. How is Sagittarius showing up? You don't want to tell me. So you're kind of shutting down a little bit here, Sagittarius. Like you don't want to reveal things to people. A little bit of closed energy. Ace of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so you may be fearful that something is ending here, or it could be that there is a new beginning that is trying to happen, and you could be resisting it. Let's see the energy coming towards you. Some of you are having financial issues. There could be a financial loss. So coming towards you is the Emperor. Okay, so it could be an Aries, but this is somebody who is very in charge of things. This is somebody who likes to be in charge of things. Be careful though, because this person, if they're not in their best vibration, could be a little bit manipulative of others. So be careful of that. Right now it looks like they kind of are in a pretty good space, but I would be cautious. Let's see what Spirit's advice is. Especially because, Sagittarius, you look a little bit fragile right now. Okay, so Spirit's advice, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so this can be a couple of things. So one, with regard, actually it's tied together. Let's tie it together. So with regard to commitment, Spirit is advising you to receive advice from someone who is wiser, someone who you feel is wise and able to guide you. Okay, so especially with regard to commitment. I'm also seeing, now that's especially with regard to commitment, but also there's advice for some of you, because of the nature of what I'm seeing here, that there's this anxiety, there's this melancholy, a low-grade depression for some of you. You're being advised to get counseling, whether it's from a spiritual advisor or more traditional therapist, but there's an advice for some counseling here. Even if it's just talking with someone that you trust, someone who might be older and that you trust, and you know they could guide you in a proper way. Let's look at your outcome for March. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the good news is fours are always about stability, but the thing that does concern me a little bit, Sagittarius, is that I do see you kind of really holding on to something, so much so that it almost locks you into this, and it's because it does feel stable. And keep in mind, the reason why all this is happening is because there is a sense of instability here. So be careful with that. Oh, look at this. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Now, this is good. So, underlying energy, for some of you, you are actually going to meet a twin flame, or you have a twin flame approaching you, which is amazing. But underneath all of this is a energy of abundance and growth and self-worth, an energy of blossoming. So Sagittarius, I see you're going through a very difficult time, but I'm seeing that this is setting you up for a glow up, a come up. So, you know, follow Spirit's advice here, because I do see a come up coming for you. Some of you in this particular deck, this is a pregnancy. If you look, she is very pregnant here. Okay, but if that's the case, this pregnancy is going to really change your life in a very positive way. So I see that happening as well for a few of you. Obviously not everyone, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be a period of transition where there's going to be a lot of concern and worry, because it doesn't look like, for those of you that's the case, that this is going to be the most opportune time. I have heard, though, that there is never the best time to have a child. There's always going to be a reason to do things and always a reason not to. So, you know, Spirit's advice is to seek that counsel. So that's very good advice. Let's go ahead now, and either way, you've got to come up. There's a come up. That's the underlying energy. All of this is happening because you're fixing to pop into abundance and prosperity. So it may not feel like it, but you are. You have to keep the faith. All right, so let's see, why is the world here in reverse? All right, so we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, there's a conflict here that you may have been involved in that's ending. That conflict would have involved some ego. It would have been a very destructive conflict. Something that you have been holding on to. So the conflict may have already ended, but you might be holding on to something about that conflict. Not allowing it to end internally. It's still bothering you. Oh, and Spirit is saying to let it go. Spirit's saying to let that go, end it. So whatever, there was a conflict here, Sagittarius, some kind of a conflict. It was not a very nice thing at all. There was ego, it was like someone here had to win, and they didn't care who got hurt, right? That conflict is over, but there's something you're holding on to that's causing damage to you. And it caused a lot of confusion. Now you've gotten very clear about it, and you have to let that go. You have to let the cycle end. Let it go, because it's damaging you inside. It's hurting you. Whatever it is over. It's already happened, and you have to let it go. You have to allow that to end, because you're hurting yourself. All right, so we have the High Priestess in reverse, clarifying the Six of Cups. Yeah, you've had some realizations here. So in the past, you weren't really using your intuition. I do feel like, that's, as you move through this, your intuition is going to grow. So you're kind of looking back. You're looking back at this whole situation, and you're becoming much more clear now. You may have, in the past, you may have been with somebody that you felt was a soulmate as well, and you found out some things about them. That could have been what provoked this battle that you had. And it's just eating you up, Sagittarius. You have to let it go. For some of you, I certainly see that, because I see the reason all this is happening is because of an epiphany that you've had about an ending of a marriage or a relationship. And now you're going to take your power back. So for some of you, like I said, it was because you found out something, and that's what caused that ending. But all this is happening is because you are now, Sagittarius, you are going to take your power back. You're taking action. You've gotten clear. You're going to, whatever you've been holding on to here internally, it's caused a lot of conflict for internally as well for you, and it's hurt you. And so I feel like you're hurting yourself now by holding on to this. And now you have to release it. You have to put an end to that cycle. Take action in your life, and you're really stepping into your power, and you're going to move into your power. And I do see changes coming. That's why you have this come up. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense now. So you either had a breakup that was just very hard for you. It was devastating, and you were not able to quite let it go, and you've been holding on to something about that. Or there was a big fight of some sort, For some of you, you found out something about someone you were involved with. Regardless, though, there was an ending. There was a breakup and ending. And I do feel like you now have an epiphany that you have to take charge of your life. Let's see, you have the Five of Cups. So I can see that you've been sad. Yeah, you've been sad. You've been, your heart has been shut down. You haven't been receptive to love. So let's see what's happening in March. Now, the signs that I have out so far, we have Scorpio out. We have a fellow fire sign, could be another Sag like yourself, or a Aries or a Leo. Strong Cancer. We also have Pisces or Scorpio. But let's see. We have coming up in March the Nine of Swords. So let's clarify. Let's see what's happening in March. Wow, your cards are flying now. Remember how when I pulled your energy, they didn't want to come out at all? And now they're just flying out. Okay. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords. So that tells me that there's a lot of anxiety, a feeling of being judged. We have the Queen of Swords, Libra energy, Gemini, or Aquarius. We have the Eight of Coins in the reverse. We have the Knight of Wands, Two of Coins, the Tower, Nine of Coins, King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay. So this is March, all right? So what I see here, Sagittarius, is that you go into March feeling all this anxiety, feeling judged, feeling like people are watching your every move. But I see you very quickly cutting that out. I see you kind of making a judgment call here, cutting that out because it's not working for you. That's gonna result from a conversation that you have, and that conversation's gonna kind of fire you up. It's gonna get you moving, and I do see you kind of finding balance in your life here. That conversation is gonna cause a decision, and that decision, it'll be a tower moment, but in a positive way. Okay, I do believe it might be from this conversation. I think you may take this advice from Spirit and receive, advice from someone, because I see communication. I see you talking about someone or talking to someone and then basically making a decision, and that decision will bring balance, but it's going to bring balance through a tower moment. The tower moment is because you're going to start cutting out anything that makes you feel judged or makes you feel that anxiety. As you just take back your life, you're going to take it back. When you do that it's a good tower moment. It's going to shake down the foundation. You're going to build that foundation back properly. And when you do, I see your self-esteem improving. I see your money improving. I see you starting to really get this glow up. And it's amazing actually, because with this Nine of Coins, that's a glow up card. And I see you kind of standing independently on your own 2 feet and really kind of presenting to the world in a more confident fashion. Your money gets better. Your confidence improves. Everything just kind of falls into place. And this is closer to the end of the month. And it's at that point that you meet somebody that is, either you will meet somebody, or you will be if you already have someone in your life that, because some of you I sense already have someone in your life. So it could be either, but it's at that point that you are open to commitment, and they are open to commitment. So that you're building that foundation back, Sagittarius, but you have to first build your foundation. Then you're open to building a foundation with someone else, because I see an offer of love, I see commitment, and with Page of Swords here, there's going to be a very truthful conversation about this, about the love and about commitment. And so I just really see you kind of taking charge of your life, getting everything back together. And I really see that you're going to start with you, and then you're going to branch out. So I this is great. This is good. You're literally moving from, feeling kind of down and out to having a discussion that's going to change everything for you, and you're getting it together. Some of you, like I said, actually will either meet a twin flame or may even come into union with a twin flame. So let's look over here. Let's see your energy first. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Now it's in reverse. So that tells me that there is a loss you're dealing with, but it could also be that you have a new stable beginning that wants to come into play. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. Okay, so yeah, so I do see that there's going to be, you're going to get good news. All right, you are going to have some good news because Page of Wands is in the upright, so that's good news. And that's going to be about, I think, about a very deeply rooted beginning that wants to happen. Okay, this Ace of Pentacles, it hasn't happened yet, but it's there. But in addition to that, there's an older pain, a loss that is you're gonna hear something about too. There was some deceit involved with that, and I think that's going to help you also to kind of make a judgment about this. So for some of you, you have an ending here, and there's a legal battle. You're going to hear about something in that legal battle that is going to shock you. It's going to surprise you, but it's going to work in your favor. So if you're in a divorce, there is some deceit you're going to find out about, but it's going to work in your favor. Others of you will hear about there's going to be something to do with somebody has stolen something. You've experienced a loss of finances, and you're going to get good news about that because I see something legal with it, and you'll receive good news about something stolen. Now let's look at the energy coming towards you. All right. So we have the Emperor, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Three of Swords reversed, and we have the Strength card in reverse. Okay, so the energy coming towards you, Sagittarius, they're very focused on you. That's strong fire energy. So this person is very attracted to you. They find you to be extremely attractive. They also see the two of you as being extremely compatible, like a power couple. I can see that this is somebody who in the past has been emotionally hurt, and so they do have some fear that there could be, some emotional pain here involved with this. But I do think that they are healed from their previous pain that they've experienced. So this is not somebody who has never experienced life. This person has felt some emotional pain in the past, And I do think that dealing with you is bringing up some of those fears a little bit. But they see you as being extremely attractive. There's definitely a very how do I want to put it? There's a definitely a physical spark there. They're very attracted to you, and they see the two of you being a power couple for sure. Let's see Spirit's advice. Yeah, their energy looks pretty good. There is some fear of pain because of having previous emotional hurt. All right, we have the Fool in reverse. We have Judgment in reverse, and we have the Five of Coins. Okay, so you're being guided here to get counsel, especially with regard to spiritual matters or commitment, and to get this counsel in order to make a judgment call, so that your fear does not cause you to be left out in the cold, or for you to leave this other person out in the cold. You have an opportunity for a new beginning, and it's going to be a judgment call. So your fear could cause you to make a poor judgment call, and this will never go through. And so you're being given, direction to get some guidance here, so that your fear isn't running the show. If your fear runs the show, you're going to make a poor judgment call, and you're going to be left out in the cold, or you're going to leave this person out in the cold. So let's look at your outcome. We have the Four of Pentacles in the upright. Let's see why. All right, we have the Seven of Coins, Eight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so yeah, I do see you kind of holding on to something here. Be careful that you are not kind of like feeling kind of imprisoned, but it is stable. There is stability here, and I see you investing in this. There is going to be conversation back and forth. For some of you, there's actually going to be travel involved in this. I do see travel in the month of March, and for some, not everybody, but definitely there's going to be conversations back and forth about, whether or not to invest in this. I also see that somebody's going to kind of come forward, and they're going to speak very truthfully. So I do think that the person you're dealing with is going to be very truthful with you, Sagittarius, which is very good. I think you're going to have to be very patient. I do see that, especially with regard to communication and also with travel. So it looks good, though. This is looking really good. All right, so bottom of the deck there's that Nine of Swords. So there's that anxiety, right? You're starting out the month with that anxiety. You're ending the month with this abundance. So it's an amazing reading. I just see that the month of March is going to be your come up season. And it's all because you have decided, you're making this choice here it's like an epiphany. You're making this choice to take charge of your life and really just cut out things that aren't serving you, things that don't work, and it causes a tower moment. But once you build up your foundation, then you're able to build up your foundation in your other relationships, and your life is just blossoming here in March. So it's beautiful. I love this. All right, so I got direction from Spirit not to do my crazy shuffle on the oracle cards, and I was to pull intuitively, and that's what I'm doing. So let's see what you got, Sagittarius. So far they've been just so spot on. It's been amazing. All right. It says steadiness. And there you go. Things seem to be moving slowly, but use this time to your advantage and gather your resources and rebuild your energy because you are going to need them. That could not have been more spot on. Perfect. All right, I hope this has been helpful for you, Sagittarius. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, so definitely drop me a comment. I do read all of them. Also, like and share the video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Until I see you in the weeklies, namaste.